Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Last session, we have completed up to time tracking. Today, we will start from Debtors Manager. Now, if we discuss about Debtors Manager, main advantage of this Debtors Manager is you can follow up your customer outstanding. And especially now, if you are working, you may know in most of companies that customer outstanding is very crucial issue. They cannot, it's very difficult to collect customer outstanding. Therefore, they need to follow that customer outstanding. So from this module, you can follow up your customer outstanding. This is an add-on module. You can activate this module from administration, my profile, click upgrade. Enter one under Debtors Manager and you can activate your Debtors Manager module. Now, first you need to set your workflow. Now, you may have a customer outstanding and you can send outstanding invoice reminders from this outstanding invoices workflow. Now, if you set any date from here, in these dates, system will automatically send outstanding reminders to your customers. You can set dates by clicking this plus mark, and if you want to remove any date, you can delete from here. And sometimes you may give credit period for your customers. In that case, even after that credit period, if that invoice is overdue, you can send outstanding invoice reminders. Now from here also you can add dates by clicking this plus mark, and if you want to remove any date, you can click this delete button and you can delete that date box. Okay, now here first one, invoice issued. If after invoice, now if you talk about this first example, if that invoice outstanding for 7 days, system will send a reminder. Okay, and there are also two options, send email and place customer account on hold. Now if you tick this send email, system will automatically send an email to your customer. Okay, if that customer has outstanding invoices, system will send a reminder for that customer. The second option, place customer account hold. Now if you tick this option, system automatically hold that customer, then your users cannot invoice for that customer. Now there's option when you are creating customer, you can see new invoices on hold, and if you tick this option, place customer account on hold, your users cannot invoice if this customer has outstanding invoices more than 7 days. Next, invoice becomes overdue after you giving credit period. If that credit period also exceeded, system will send reminders. Now here, after 1 day, system will send reminder, and customer account will on hold. So your users cannot invoice for this customer if that customer has outstanding or overdue invoices more than or after 1 day. Next, payment received. After you received any payment, system will send an email. Okay. Right. And also, now if system hold any customer, system will remove hold on customer account. Then again, your users can enter invoices for that customer. Right. Like this, you can set your outstanding invoices workflow. Furthermore, now when you are creating customers, if you want, you can exclude from debtors manager. Then if you tick this option, exclude from debtors manager, system will not send any reminders for these customers. Okay. Now there's an option when you are creating customer, there's an option exclude from debtors manager. And if you tick this option, system will not send reminders for that customers. And also from here also, send outstanding invoice reminders, send overdue invoice reminders. If you want to, if you don't want to send outstanding reminders or overdue invoice reminders for particular customers, you can untick these options. Okay, if you tick this option, system will send outstanding invoice reminders and overdue invoice reminders. And if you don't want to send, you can untick this option. Now from here, if you set outstanding invoice reminder, it will apply for all customers. And if you want to block that sending reminders for any particular customer, from here you can set. In addition to that, there will be additional contacts. Now you can create additional contacts here. And also here also you can see outstanding invoice reminders, overdue invoice reminders. If you tick this option, system will send outstanding invoices means outstanding invoices, and overdue invoices. The reminders will send to these additional contacts also. Okay, you can create customer contact here. System will send reminders for these contact details. In addition to that, if you have, if that customer has any additional contacts, system will send outstanding invoice reminders and overdue invoice reminders for these additional contact also. Right, like that, you can set your debtors manager outstanding invoices workflow. Okay, now you can practice this outstanding invoices workflow. Okay, next we will move to Invoices Manager. Now from here, you can view your outstanding invoices. Your customer outstanding invoices, you can view from here. You can view customer name, document number or invoice number, due date, it's outstanding, reminder date, anticipated payment date, outstanding balance, expected amount. And also you can customize this grid by clicking this customize grid, and you can tick required columns and you can untick if you want to remove any column. And also you can sort this grid by clicking this heading. You can sort ascending or descending order. And also if you want to search any customer or invoice, you can search from here. You can filter from here and you can sort multi-column. You can add columns and you can sort. And you can click this invoices and you can open that invoice. Right. Next, outstanding invoices communication run. Now from here, you can set a date, workflow action read since. You can set a date and you can send emails to outstanding invoices, reminders for your customers based on this workflow. Right. Next, customer non-payment reason. You can create customer non-payment reason here. Why your customers not paid for that invoice? There are default reasons. If you want, you can add additional reasons. Next, outstanding invoices action code. You can create action code from here by clicking this action code, enter action code and description. And there are few default action code. And after you create these non-payment reasons and outstanding invoices action code, you can add those action code to your invoices. You can go to options, into anticipated payment date, click add. From here, you can set action codes, non-payment reasons. Then next action you can set from here, and non-payment reason also you can set from here. After that, from Invoice Manager, outstanding Invoices Manager, you can view what are the non-payment reason. Right, like that, you can set workflow for outstanding invoices. From Invoice Manager, you can view what are the outstanding invoices and reminder dates, anticipated payment dates you can view from here. In addition to that, expected payment also you can view from here. And you can create customer non-payment reasons and outstanding invoices action codes. Right, now we have completed customer module, and you can practice this customer non-payment reasons and outstanding invoices action codes. Okay, next we will move to items module. Now from here, you can create items. Go to add an item. You can create physical items and service items. First, you need to enter code, description, and if you have customer item categories, you can create item categories. Now, for an example, in universities, you may have different courses. In that case, if management faculty providing courses, you can categorize that courses as management faculty, and if you are providing any other courses in science faculty, those courses you can categorize as science faculty. Like that, you can categorize your products. Furthermore, if you are running a hotel, you can categorize that room income, that if you have different rooms, you can categorize as rooms or accommodation. Then if you are providing food and beverages, lunch, dinner, then soft drinks, like that, you can create those, or you can categorize those items as food and beverage. And if you are providing any other services, weddings, or transport, like that, you can create those item categories as services. Okay, like that, based on your company, you can categorize your item codes if you require. Right. If you are creating any service items, you can select service, and if you are creating physical items, you can select physical. And if you select service, this opening quantity and opening quantity as date will not display. This will display only for physical item. After that, you can enter item details, that selling prices, and item accounts. If you have price list, different price lists, you can enter that price list prices in this price list. And you can view activities for this item. You can add notes, you can use the defined fields. And after you enter transactions, you can view purchase graph, sales versus purchasers graph for this item. And also you can attach a picture for this item. Like this, you can view graphs. You can view current year, you can view monthly sales and purchases, comparing it last year and this year. Right. You can create items, you can create bundle items. Now, if you are selling bundle items, for an example, if you are selling computers, that computer has keyboard, mouse, system unit, monitor, like that, you can create those items as a bundle item. Then when you select main item, other components will display in the screen. Item categories, you can create item categories by clicking this add category. Okay, next transactions. Now from here, you can do item adjustments. Go to items, transactions, item adjustment. Now, when you are after audits, or if you take stock taking, that your system balance and physical item balance will not same. In that case, you need to adjust your system balances. So in that case, you can use this item adjustment. From this item adjustment, you can increase or decrease your system balances. Okay, there are two options. First one, quantity on hand or average cost. Second option, quantity on hand or average cost using a quick entry grid. We will check first one, quantity on hand or average cost. After that, click next. Select item you are going to adjust and enter reason why you are changing. After you select the item, you can view current average cost and current quantity. If you want to change quantity or average cost, you can change from here. And you can select the adjustment date. If you are using analysis code, you can select from here. You can select analysis code from this drop-down menu. After that, by clicking next, you can save this adjustment. Now for an example here, current quantity on hand 538. Now actual physical stock is, if it is 530, you can change the quantity and you can click next and you can save. Right, we will go to next option. Quantity on hand or average cost using a quick entry grid. After that, click next. Now from here, you can select adjustment date and you can enter reason why you are changing your item quantities. From here, you can select your items and you can enter new average cost or new quantity on hand. Like this, you can select your items and you can change your quantity on hand. Here also, if you are using analysis code, you can select your analysis code. And the difference between previous method and this method is, previous method you can do only one adjustment at a time, but now here you can enter any number of items and you can do the adjustment. And from here, load all button, you can load all items in the system. After that, you can change new quantity, and if you want to clear, you can clear by clicking this button. And if you want to import, by clicking this import button, you can import your item quantities. You can download this CSV file by clicking this CSV file. Download an example. Okay, you can enter item code, average cost, and quantity on hand. After that, you can import this CSV file to the system. Okay, next we will move to adjust item selling prices. Now, due to that your company decisions or due to government regulations or new tax imposed, you need to change your item selling prices. And if you want to change your item selling prices, you can go to list of items. You can open the item and you can change your selling prices. But if you have several items, it's difficult to change from this difficult to change selling prices from this opening each and every item. Therefore, you can use this adjust item selling prices option, and from here you can change your selling prices. There are three options. First one, adjust selling prices. After that, you can click next. Here also three options: selling prices based on selling price, selling prices based on last cost, selling prices based on average cost. Now from here, you can select price list. You can tick here and you can select price list. Or if you are changing all price list without selecting, or you can select all here and you can change the selling prices. After that, click next. Here you can select items, item categories, and you can select rounding option. And if you select any rounding option, you can select enter round to nearest. You select no rounding. And from here, you can increase your selling prices based on your current selling price as a percentage. Now we will go to our item list of items. Now, first item, selling price is 180. Now we will increase by 10%. Okay, now you can see first item selling prices has changed to 198. Previous it was 180. New price is 198. And also, if you want to decrease your selling prices, you can enter percentage with minus figures. Now you can see first item selling price has reduced to 178 cents 20. Previously it was 198. Now it has reduced to 178 cents 20. Right. We will go to next option. Adjust selling prices based on last cost. Click next. You can select items or item categories, and from here you can enter the percentage you are going to change. Now here, selling price based on last cost. Previously it was selling price based on selling price. Now we'll increase based on last cost, will increase by 50%. Now here average cost is 100 first item, sorry, 120, this last cost, we will increase by 50%. Now again, the selling price has changed to 180. Last cost is 120. We increased by 50%. Now price is 180. Okay, we will go to next option, selling prices based on average cost. Now here, average cost is 100. We will increase by 50%. Now price is 180. After selling price adjustment, that selling price has increased to 150. Now previously it was 180, now it has reduced to 150. Average cost is 100. We have increased by 50%, then 150, it's 50. 100 plus 50, 150. Like that, you can adjust your selling prices from this adjust selling prices option. Okay, next we will go to main point, second point, adjust selling prices using quick integrate. Click next. From here, you can select selling prices or price list, and you can select items. You can select item categories. Here also, you can adjust your selling prices based on selling price, average cost, or last cost. And if you have recurring invoices, if you take this option, system will increase or change selling prices in recurring invoices. Click next. Right, now you can see your items, list of items. From here, you can change your selling prices. Right, from here, without opening your items, you can change your item selling prices. After that, click next and save. Okay, next we'll move to last point. Copy from another price list. Now, if you are using any price list, you may use the different price list for different customers. So you can copy price list. First, you need to select the price list, and you can copy to another price list. After that, click next and finish. From this way, you can copy one price list to another price list. Right. Like that, you can change your item selling prices. Okay, next we will move to special adjust item opening balances. Now, when you are creating your items, you may enter opening balances, and later you will find that that entered opening balances incorrect. In that case, you need to change your opening balances. So if you want to adjust your item opening balances, you can use this special option. Go to items, special, select adjust item opening balances. After that, you can select your item. After you select item, system will display current opening cost and current opening quantity. Now, if you are going to change, you can enter new opening balance and opening cost, and you need to enter reason why you are changing your opening balances. After that, you can save. Without entering reason, you cannot save. Therefore, you need to enter reason why you are changing your item opening balances. Okay, next one, 3-number item codes. Now, when you are implementing the system, you may create item codes, but due to increase of your number of transaction or your methods or systems, you need to change or you need to renumber your item codes. In that case, you can use this option, renumber item codes option. And from here, you can view your current item code description. And under new item code, you can enter the new item code. After that, you can click renumber item codes. From here, that system will change this item code. And also, if you have any documents such as invoices, quotations, those item code also will change based on this renumber item codes. Right. Next, we will move to reports, item reports. First one, item listing. From here, you can select items and you can select item categories. You can select the status. You can select active items, inactive items, or both items. You can select item types, service items, or physical items. And from here, you can select your price list and you can view the report. From here, you can view item code, item description, item category, last cost, average cost, exclusive price, inclusive price, gross profit percentage, gross profit amount, quantity on hand, active, whether it's active item or physical item. And if you want to include additional details, you can tick this display additional details. Then system will display that user defined fields also. And also system will display unit item accounts, user defined fields. Okay, next we will move to sales by item report. Now from this report also, you can select date range. You can select items, item categories, sales account. And if you want to filter by analysis code, you can select analysis code. And you can select status, active, inactive items, service item, physical item. And you can view report. From here, you can view item code, transaction date, document number, customer, quantity sold, total cost, total selling price, gross profit amount, and gross profit percentage. And also you can view item totals, and you can view grand total. There are two options in style, summary and detail. If you select detail, you can view transaction, you can view item list with transactions. And if you select summary, you can view total of that item, one line for one item. Quantity sold, total cost, total selling price, gross profit amount, and gross profit percentage. Furthermore, here there's a costing method, average cost or last cost. If you select average cost, system will calculate this gross profit based on your average cost. Now, if you go to your list of items, I'll take this first item. Its average cost is 100, last cost is 120. Now we have sold two quantities. Total cost is 200 because we have selected average cost. If you select last cost, that total cost changed to 240 because our last cost is 120. Therefore, this cost has changed to 240. Based on that, your profit also changed. And if you tick include credit notes, system will include customer credit notes. Like this, you can generate sales by item report. Next, we will move to purchases by item report. Now, from this report, you can view what are the items you have purchased. You can select date range. You can select items, item categories. And if you want to filter by your analysis code, you can select analysis code. From status, you can select active item, inactive item, or both items. From item type, you can select service item, physical items, or both items. And if you want to include supplier returns, you can tick this supplier returns option. After that, you can view your report. You can view item, transaction date, document number, supplier, quantity purchase, unit price, and total purchases. Now here, items grouped by item, and you can view each item total and grand total. Now, if you tick this include supplier returns, system will include supplier returns. You can see these minus amounts for supplier returns. Okay, next we'll move to customer quotes by item report. Here also from report options, report filters, you can select items, item categories, and item type. From report option, you can select date range, style, and status. Here you can select style, summary or detail. First we will select summary. And if you select summary, for each item, what are the total quantity for those quotation, total cost, total selling price, gross profit amount, and gross profit percentage will display. And if you select detail, system will display transaction-wise quotation details. First, it will group by item. After that, system will display what are the quotation this item include. You can view quotation date, quotation number, customer, expiry date, status, quantity, total cost, total selling price, gross profit amount, and gross profit percentage. Okay, now if you select summary, system will display one line for one item. And if you select details, system will display transaction-wise report. And also, from status, you can select accepted quotations, declined quotations, pending quotations, expired quotations, invoice quotation, and all quotations. Now, for an example, if you want to check what are the item requirement for next accepted quotations, you can select accepted and you can view that report. And from that report, you can get an idea about what are the items you are going to sell, because you have sent quotation. Now customers will purchase, accepted those quotation, and they will purchase. So you can purchase those items and you can sell to your customers. And from this accepted quotation report, you can get an idea about item requirement for those quotations. Okay, next we will move to customer sales orders by item. Here also you can select date range, and you can select items and item categories. From status, you can select active, inactive items. And from style, you can select summary or detailed. And from document status, you can select pending sales orders or invoice sales orders or all sales orders. After that, you can view report. From here, you can view item, quantity, total cost, total selling price, gross profit amount, and gross profit percentage. And also you can view grand total. And if you select detailed, you can view transaction-wise item report. And system will display that item, sales order date, transaction number, customer, status, quantity, total cost, total selling price, gross profit amount, and gross profit percentage. And also here, these transactions grouped by item. Each item total you can view, and grand total also you can view. Next, supplier purchase orders by item. You can select items, item quantities. From item type, you can select service item, physical item, or both items. And report options, you can select the date range. And from style, you can select summary or detail. Status, you can select confirmed, cancelled, pending, overdue, invoiced, or all purchase orders. After that, you can view report. From here, you can view item, quantity, and total cost. And grand total also you can view. And if you select detailed, you can view transaction-wise purchase orders. Okay, here group is transactions grouped by item, and from here you can view transaction date, transaction number, order number, supplier name, delivery date, status, quantity, unit price, total purchases. And each item total you can view, grand total also you can view. Now, for an example, if you have sent purchase orders, but supplier still not send that goods to you, in that case, for follow up those purchase orders, you can select this pending purchase orders, and you can call to that suppliers. Okay, next we will move to item movement report. Now, from this report, you can view item movement. You can select items, item categories, or you can select service item or physical items. From report options, you can select date range. And from style, you can select summary or detailed. After that, you can view report. Now from here, you can view items in and out. Now here you can view the item code, transaction date you can view, reference number, description of that transaction, whether it's a tax invoice, supply invoice, adjustment, supply return, credit note, those details you can view from description. And here you can view customer or supplier, and you can view the quantity. Now here there are two minuses. that means we have sold that item. If it is a tax invoice, this quantity is minus. And you can view total movement for this period. And if you select detailed report, if you select summary report, you can view summary report for one item, one line, and here you can view total movement. Okay, next we will move to item valuation report. Now from this valuation report, you can view what are your stock valuation. This report include item quantity, item cost, and value. Okay, you can view item code, item description, item category, whether that item is active or inactive item, quantity on hand, cost, and value. You can use this report for audits, and you can generate this report and you can provide for management reports, especially audits. Auditors will request your evaluation report. So in that case, you can provide this report. You can view the total valuation of your inventory. And also you can generate this report based on average cost or last cost. Now we generated this report based on average cost. Now you can see first item, its cost is 100. Average cost is 100, last cost is 120. You will select last cost and you can see that cost is 120. So based on your requirement, you can select average cost. You can generate this valuation report based on average cost or last cost. And also sometimes you may have item list with 0 quantities. And if you want to exclude that items with 0 quantities, you can tick this option. Then system will not display 0 quantity items. Check again, untick. You can see some 0 quantities. Should tick this option. Now you can see 0 quantity items will not display. Okay, next report is price list. From here, you can generate price list report. You can select price list. You can select items, item categories, and from status, you can select active items, inactive items, so both items. And also you can view, select service item, physical items, or both items. From display option, you can select inclusive price or exclusive price. If you are a tax registered company, you have 2 different prices: inclusive price, that is with tax; exclusive price is without tax. Here you can view item code, item description, item category, unit, default price list, and you can view price list prices. Okay, next we will move to item bundle report. From this report, you can view what are the bundle items. You can select item bundles and you can select price list and you can generate the report. From here, you can view item bundle code, components of that bundle item, quantities, average cost, total exclusive price, and inclusive price. Next, item quantities. From this report, you can generate item quantities. You can select items and item categories. And here you can view item code, item description, item category, and quantity on hand, quantity reserved, and available quantity. Now, this quantity reserved is uh, if you have entered sales orders and when you are implementing the system, you may select that sales orders reserve item quantities. If you tick this option, when you are entering sales orders, those quantities will reserve for that customer. So you can view quantity reserved from this report. And you can view quantity available for selling. Okay, now we have completed the items module. We will take a short break and we will move to banking. Okay, next we will move to banking module. From here, you can create your bank accounts. You can enter bank name, bank account category. You can select payment method, bank name, your bank account number, branch name, branch code. And if you have foreign currencies, you can select foreign currency, or you can select your home currency. If you have opening balances, you can enter bank opening balance. After that, you can save your bank account. Now, from this new bank account, you can create your bank accounts as well as petty cash accounts, PD checks account, or cash in hand accounts. This bank account name and bank name is compulsory. So if you are creating petty cash account, you can create petty cash account with bank account name and bank name. You can enter petty cash as your bank name and you can save this bank account. And you can create bank account categories. By clicking this add category, you can add bank and credit card categories. Next, from quick entry, you can set quick entry rule. And when you enter this pay name, system will fill other details. And if you set bank mapping rule, system will check that bank statement in this field. After that, system will fill other details. Right. Next, we will move to banking transaction. From transaction banking, you can enter your bank transaction. Now, there are you can enter that your customer receipts, supplier payments from these modules. You can enter customer receipts from customer module, and you can enter customer supplier payments from supplier module. And also you can enter those transactions from banking module also. Now, from type, there are 5 types: account, customer, supplier, transfer, and tax. And from here, you can select enter date, pay name, description. And if you are paying or receiving any GL account transaction, you can select account. Then you can select selection, your GL account from selection. And if you select customer from selection, you can select your customer. If you select supplier, you can select your supplier from here. And if you select transfer, you can select your bank accounts. And if you select tax, you can select your tax period. Right. If you select account as your type, you can select GL account. You can enter reference number, and if tax is available, you can select tax. And if you are paying, you can enter under spent column. And if you are receiving, you can enter under received column. And also, if you have analysis code, you can select analysis code. And from customize grid, you can tick this option, then system will display the analysis codes. Next, by clicking this arrow, you can enter exclusive amount, includes tax amount, department, comments, or you can select projects. And also now from one transaction, if you are paying or receiving, if you want to select two accounts, assume now from one check we are paying for advertisement and computer expenses. In that case, we can enter our amount as underspent, and from here split transaction we can select that splitting accounts. Now first one we will pay for advertising 2,500 and computer expenses 7,500. Like that we can split our transaction. And if you want to add more accounts, you can select accounts and you can enter the amount. Then finally this remainder should be 0. Like that you can split your transaction. And also now from one transaction, one receipt, if two customers selecting, for that also you can split this transaction, and you can select your customer and can do the payment. And if you are going to pay from one check for two suppliers, you can select, you can split this transaction, and you can select the supplier and you can enter the amount, and you can save. Like that you can split your transaction. Okay, right. Now, if you are split in transaction, you cannot view that type and selection, but you can view split transactions from this arrows. Now, this arrow color has changed, so you can view that split transactions, right? And if you are entering any customer transaction, you can select customer here, and you can select customer. And if that customer has outstanding invoices, you'll enter that payment amount, received amount. If that customer has outstanding, you can select that unpaid invoices by clicking this round arrow. Okay, then unpaid invoices you can view. You can tick paying invoices. And you can settle that outstanding invoices. Same way, if you are paying for your suppliers, you can select your supplier, and you can enter the payment amount under spent. And from this allocation, you can select unpaid invoices. Right, like that, you can enter customer, supplier transaction and GL accounts. And if you are transferring your funds, or if you are doing any bank transfers from one bank to another bank, or one bank to your petty cash, you can select transfer from type, and you can select the other bank. Next, you can enter that amount under spent or received. If you are spending from this bank, this Sampath Rupee bank, you can enter that amount. And if you are receiving for this bank, you can enter under received column. Like that, you can enter your supplier payment, customer receipts, bank transfers, GL accounts. And if you are paying your taxes, you can select tax here, and you can select the tax period. Like that, you can enter your banking transaction. After that, you need to save. Now, unsaved transactions will display in blue color, saved transactions in black color. Now, if I save this, it will change to black. Right? And if you want to attach any documents, by clicking this file mark, you can attach document. Click attachment, and you can select attachment. Right. Next, you can see some inactivated buttons here. If you tick any transaction, these buttons will activate. Then you can click this as mark as reviewed, delete, keep duplicate, batch edit, or bank import bank statement, and if you want, you can export. Right. Now, you can enter your bank transaction under new transaction. Actually, there are two tabs, new transaction and review transaction. You can enter transactions under new transaction tab. And after that, after you checking or reviewing this transaction, you can select those transactions and mark as reviewed. Then those transactions, you will select one, and those selected transactions will move to review transactions. So transactions will not delete, it will move from new transaction to review transaction. Now, if you want to view any review transaction, you can select date range and you can refresh, then that review transactions will display. Now, we have reviewed one transaction, this split transaction. So that transaction you can view from here. And also you can sort these transactions by clicking these headings under date, pay, description. Those headings you can click and you can sort. Next, delete. If you want to delete more than one transaction, you can delete, or by clicking this red color button also, you can delete your transactions. Next, keep duplicate. Now, you can import your bank statement from this bank transactions, and if the bank has or there are similar transactions, same amount, same supplier or customer, same date, system will identify those as duplicate transaction. And if you want to keep those transactions, you can click this keep duplicate. And if you want to do any batch edit, now I have select two transactions. I click this batch edit. Now, if I enter one description, both lines, it will type that description. If I type under pay, one line, both lines will update like that. If you want to do batch edits, you can do batch edits. And if you want to change that supplier name by selecting one supplier, it will change like that. If you want to change the customer or type by selecting one transaction, you can change. I select now these 4 transactions. All 4 type has changed to account. Right, like that. You can change that type selection. Those details you can change. After you change that editing, you can finish edit. Right, like that, you can enter transaction, and also you can import your bank statement to the system. You can click this import bank statement, and there are 3 file types: OFX, CSV, historic CSV. Now, if you select CSV, you'll download one CSV file. Now, the CSV has only 3 fields: date, description, and amount. And you can import these transactions. You can import this bank statement, and if you have set any quick entry rules, system will update that. If you have set a bank statement mapping rule, system will update other fields. Okay, now we have set charges, CGSS. We'll enter another bank statement mapping rule. We Okay, right, we will select this charges. Right, I save this CSV file. Now here, this CSV file has only date, description, and amount. I close this CSV file and I'll import that bank statement. Select CSV, click browse. Right now, 3 rows has successfully imported. You can see that imported file had only 3 fields: date, description, and amount. But here you can see that pay name included, type has selected account, that selection has selected. So these details system picked from this bank statement mapping rule. Okay, now here in that sample we have select. I'll open again. Now here CHG is available, so that 2 fields system has filled. Bank charges, select account, bank charges account, description under bank charges, pay name bank, like that. These details filled from the system based on this bank statement mapping rule. When you are importing bank statement, system will search these words in the bank statement. After that, system will fill other details: this type, selection, tax, pay name, accounting display description, filled from the system based on this search for bank description. Right, like that, you can import your bank statement. Furthermore, there's another format, historic CSV. You will download one example. Right now here, you can import date, pay name, description, type, selection. That if you select type as customer, you can select the customer name, like that. These details you can fill and import to the system. However, previous example, CSV file format, you can import date, description, and amount, but CSV historical format, historic CSV format, you can import these fields. And also, when you are importing your bank statement from this date range, you can select all dates, or if you select dates to import, you can select date range. Then system will import only this date range transactions only. Right, like that, you can import your bank statement. Right, next, we will move to reconcile banks and credit card. From here, you can do the bank reconciliation. Now from here, you can select your bank account. You are going to reconcile, and you can select the period, bank statement period, and you can enter bank statement balance. Under statement balance, you can enter the bank statement balance. After that, you can tick this. If this transactions available in the bank statement, you can tick this option. Now in the screen, you can view reference number, date, selection, document type, reconcile, total, description, customer supplier reference. And from these headings, by clicking these headings, you can sort these transactions. And below it will display previously reconcile previous balance, reconcile now, reconcile total, and difference. And if you are correctly done this reconciliation, this difference should be 0. Okay, right. Now, sometimes you may, if you have several transactions in your bank statement, you can tick or you can complete part of this statement and you can save. After that, next day when you are opening, these reconciled transactions will not display. And if you want to view that reconciled transaction, this tick transaction, you can tick this option, display reconciled transaction. Then system will display that previously reconciled transaction in this period. Right. And also, if all transactions available in the bank statement, you can select all, or if you want to remove all transaction or untick all transaction, you can deselect all. After you correctly done this reconciliation, you can print and save this bank reconciliation. Right, that way we can do that bank reconciliation. Okay, right. Today we will wrap up the class a little early. So we have 2 more sessions, and from those 2 sessions, we will complete balance modules. Okay, thank you very much. Stay safe.